this is the Master 1 list right here. And I guess I can explain. It's pretty cookie cutter. Like, you always play just two, always three Valor, because I feel like Sage, if you have Maiden and Hand Searching, like a Valor or even like a second Valor is like super good because Valor is not once per turn. So I feel like this makes all the sense in the world. Three Sage, three Maiden. You have to play Maxi. Okay, I really wanted to play more than one Ghost Ogre, but I'm also like, I also did not want to go over 40. So like, I was just played the one Ghost Ogre. And I was just like, oh, if I draw it, I draw it. It came up one time against you, Bell, and I instantly won the game. But in the higher ranks of Master, everybody was on this card, and I can't count how many times people like ghost ogred a fucking mausoleum or a true light, and I was just like, oh well, shit, that actually is really good. Like, go. I actually think ghost ogre is pretty insane right now. Three ash, like you have to because Maxi. Three barrel. Um, I'm still playing the Bestials because they're just so good in the mirror match, and with Fiendsmith still being around, honestly, though, like I didn't even see that much Fiendsmith in Master. It was mostly Blue Eyes mirror matches, and like I saw like the odd Memento game. Straight up, out of the three Memento games I played against them, I lost two of them, and I won the third one due to timeout. I have no fucking clue what that deck fucking does, other than it destroys a bunch of stuff, it summons a bunch of stuff, it summons a 5K guy, and like I, I don't know. I'd have to read those cards. The deck looks cool conceptually. Maybe I'll just rewatch the hard leg climb to like understand, even though that was like a year ago. But like I think Bestials in the mirror match are just like too good. And I guess Jet Dragon is like still one of the weirder picks to keep in. I really liked it because I found it to be a really good seals target. So you're not just always going into Magnamut. You could go into Jet Dragon for like interrupts. Like there was the odd time like you'd like seals like get this or this. Sometimes you'd even get Druid Worm just so as like there would be times. I This is maybe a hot take. I don't think Nibiru is that good right now because every time when I got to my end board, it always like tributed the seals. So like the seals would get its effect to like special summon, but like if there's you could either go into like Magnamoot to like search Druid Worm, or like if you activated this card to like get your blue eyes, you can just go into like Druid Worm or like Jet Dragon, so you have something on the board. What I really like about Jet Dragon actually is it's actually really good into Tenpai because if they summon their Chandra, and this is like the only thing on the board, and like obviously it's this is like the scenario if you like hard draw it or whatever, or like if you hard draw it or it's like in your graveyard because you discarded it off of like wishes or something like that. Like in the scenario where you hard draw it against Tenpai and it like comes back and it's like a 3K in attack mode and they like use their Chandra effect to synchro summon, since they both happen at the start of the damage step. So Chandra would activate, but then the turn priority passes to you. So then Jet Dragon can then bounce the Chandra back to their hand. They still get their special summon, but at that point, they no longer have the tuner Chandra on board. So like Jet Dragon actually goes so hard in that scenario. Um, Three wishes. That, by the way, that scenario came up exactly three times. There were times like where like if you have like a bunch of stuff on the board, they just don't attack the jet dragon right away, and they'll just attack everything else before they have to attack the jet dragon. So like in that scenario, it's not as good. But if jet dragon is like one of the only things on the board, it actually does save you. Three wishes. You never play more than three. I play one roar and one majesty for a target, and I ended up cutting Ultimate Fusion. I think Ultimate Fusion is still really good. I cut it in favor of the Ghost Ogre just because I thought Ghost Ogre was really good. But Ultimate Fusion I found is like as good as follow up is. Sometimes up in the higher games of Masters, this is maybe sometimes the games don't go on long enough where like the follow up matters and that. If your stuff gets banished anyways, you can't really recycle it. So like I think Ultimate Fusion is still worth considering. It just wasn't right for my build. You always play three of this, two called by. You could honestly, if you decide to not go with Imperm, you could probably cut Cross out, but I was playing Imperm. So, like, I think Cross out is still worth considering because it outs Maxi, it outs Imperm, and like the scenarios. This card is so busted, by the way. Like, I can't. This won me so many games. Like, I can't. The Primate cards are so fucking good with this deck. Three Imperm, a Majesty, and a True Light because we have to play it. The extra is two Tyrant Dragon. This might be the weirdest one, but I decided to cut Barone for a second Neo Ultimate because I unironically found that the second one can come up because like you'll use the first one and then like you'll have like another wishes in your graveyard because you used it. So then you banish the wishes again and then like you summon another tyrant dragon, so like you just have that. It's I don't know. I know this card hasn't been too successful for you, but it has been good for me. There are scenarios I found where you can like hard make this, and it's actually good because like if you have like a sage, a maiden, and like a bestial, especially like Druid Worm, like you can like chain block to like force something and like still get something off the board. Because even though this is like you can like stack the chain links, like you can go like chain link one Black Rose and like chain link two Druid Worm, and like you could potentially just out two cards with that, or at least you out one guaranteed. Like it's one guaranteed out of a card. Um, this is not good, but this came up exactly three times where like it was actually good. I was in the only time I summoned this and it was actually good was my opponent searched. It was a mirror match. My opponent searched the Majesty on their turn, and like on the end of their turn, I decided to change Spirit Dragon. And I was like looking at this, I was just like, wait a second, I don't think like yeah they could target True Light and that, but they wouldn't be able to like target like the Blue Eyes cards and that. And not only that, but even if they pop the True Light, this card literally says the other player can target monsters you control with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by card effects. So even if they popped the True Light, the Azure Eyes should protect it, like because it had already been on the board. If you Spirit Dragon tag into this, like it won't die. So like it will. In one unironic scenario in the mirror match, it was actually good. Two Spirit, one Ultimate Spirit. I'm not on the Crimson Dragon package, but the Crimson Dragon package is very good. I decided to do Typhon because there's the thing about Typhon is there are unironic scenarios where like you out their full board, but they still have like, or like you out the majority of their board, and like they have like one or two things left, or like just one thing left. So that unironically comes up like where like the last thing you make is like Typhon, and like since you would normally make it on top of like either a Blue Eyes or like a Tyrant Dragon. So it actually was good in those scenarios. And not only that, but um, what was I about to say there? But like the biggest thing I found is this card is great against the Dragoon Andes because like okay, if they hard draw the Red Eyes fusion and like you just have no way to out it, it's whatever. But if they go Verte into Dragoon, then this just literally outs the this just let you just do whatever you need to do and you just bait well like since not bait because you don't even need to bait it. Like you can literally just wait a turn because like Dragoon if Verte Dragoon Pass was their best play, you don't really have anything to worry about. So you could like literally just go Typhon, get rid of Dragoon, punch over the Verte, and it's over. Um, I really like two of this. This is good. And I also decide Ball is I really like Ball as an inboard piece. And like I do the Lina SP stuff because like there's scenarios where like the reason for Lina is literally just to go into SP because like you can just not only that, but like in the mirror match, Lina can literally just take a spirit dragon out of your opponent's graveyard if you had no other way to like go to it. Like if you use like a blue eyes and abyssal or a blue eyes and a barrel, like you can just like use like you can just make Lina, and in the mirror match you can like take your opponent's spirit dragon and it's your interrupt because you can tag out with it still, or not tag out. You could use its graveyard negate still, and like you can't tag out with it. I want to be clear. I never used tag out because like you can't do that physically, but you could still use it for like the graveyard interrupt, or you could even take like the Fiendsmith cards and that. Like you could take like I think Desert. It never came up, but like Desiree, I think is a light fiend that you can like just straight up take, and it's like legitimately made like via Requiem. Where is that guy? The Cream. There he is. Yeah, he's a light fiend. So if you're ever in a scenario where there's like a Desiree sitting in your opponent's graveyard, you can just take it with a Lina and you have like a free. It would have no equip spell on it, granted, but like it would have no link equip spell on it, but it's still good. SP is just SP. I found in the mirror match, SP banish True Light, even though it doesn't pop their whole board, since they can never get it back. It's just they're playing the whole game, the rest of the game on the back foot now, because if you have True Light and they don't, so like SP is just a really good card for that. So it often came up a lot of times. You would Lina just take any light monster like a Veiler and make SP, and like just banish a card. Like it's just a final good end board piece, and like you can like make it with like a scrap Tyrant Dragon or like a Maiden if you're not like as long as you're not like dragon locked, you're like really good. Or if they like Veiler this and it's effective negated, then you're no longer dragon locked. Then you can just link it and like something else off to make SP. So yeah, this is the Master One Blue Eyes list. It's pretty cookie cutter, but I gotta say it's not too bad. I think the weirdest choice is two of this, but I unironically found that two of it came up. No Barone might be a little weird, but I actually don't think you need it. Like to be honest, like I straight up think like you don't need Barone. But yeah, that's the list. Cookie cutter, simple, but effective, and it worked.